All right, folks, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report. It is Friday, Football Friday, December 18th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. I'm always joined here by my good friend and co-host, Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning, Ron. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. Watched a bit of football last night. We got a little bit, had the under in that game, but, it was one of those good, entertaining football games. Didn't have a lot on the game because I knew it was a tough game for this. I didn't touch the side in that game, but unfortunately, it went just a tad over the total. But no, overall, it was a pretty good night. How was your night?
I cashed in with the Chargers last night, plus the 3.5 is an outright winner. So 43 and 34 now with my last 77 in the NFL this season. Not great, 56%, but still very profitable. And if you do the math and count the juice in, you could see why that would be profitable. And I think too many people think you need to hit 60% to make a profit. That's, 60% is good, real good.
Oh, absolutely.
But you can make a profit at 55, 56%. Now, of course, I always aspire to hit higher than that, and I have. But again, it's about making money and grinding it out, Ron.
Yeah, making money and also money management. And every week is different. The way you feel about a selection is different. Not like I always say, every week's not a Picasso where you're going to get that really strong selection where you can, up the ante on your bet. You almost got to wait for your spot sometimes, and it could take 2-3 weeks to really hammer that one big play that you like, and where all the chips fall into place. And but that's money management practices, and that's the NFL and college football when it's only every week, right?
Yes.
All right.
I agree.
So Ross, we got NFL Week 15 this week. You're gonna have your selections for sale here at atsstats.com. But before we get to talk about your top plays this weekend, let's give a free pick here on the Rain Report today for December 18th. It is NFL Week number 15. And looks like you're going to have a play on that tomorrow's game between the Bills and the Broncos.
Yeah, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff, Saturday edition. I'm going to focus in on the total in this game, Ron, which is 49.5. A lot of people out there don't realize, despite all the injuries the Denver defense has had this season and had to endure, they're the number one defense in the red zone this year in the entire NFL. And what that tells me, Ron, is teams do drive the ball on them, because if you look at their average yards allowed per game, it doesn't suggest they're a very good defense, but it does suggest by the number one ranking in the red zone, the teams have settled for 3 points more than 7 more times than not. And with Buffalo's ability, I believe Buffalo will be able to move the ball on a consistent basis tomorrow. There's no denying that. Their offense is in high gear. But I do think that Denver will hold them to their fair amount of field goal attempts rather than letting them cash into touchdowns. And that's going to be the difference between an over and under in this game, I believe. Also, Denver 4-0 under the total this year in non-division home games. And those 4 non-division home games had an average total of 45.3, and there was only a combined 33.8 points scored per game. This is also a Buffalo defense, Ron, as you well know, that's been vastly improved of late. As a matter of fact, over their last 3 games, the Buffalo Bills have allowed just 18.7 points per game. It's not like they're going exactly against a high-powered offense in Denver either, Ron. I mean, in 6 home games this year, the Broncos are averaging 15.1 points per game. That's it. And over their last 3 games, their total yardage, 269 yards per game throughout those 3 contests. Not very good at all. So I'm going to go under the total here. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos to go under the total of 49.5 on Saturday, December 19th in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I like that selection, Ross. You got the number 3 ranking passing offense when it comes to Buffalo up against that number 10 passing defense of the Denver Broncos. And Buffalo, if they get they have eventually this, like, I'm tired of going against, like, I'm a Buffalo fan, but I always maybe I'm just torn from the past, thinking, okay, the wheels are always going to fall off here, but they just keep Maybe I just got to keep going against them for them to keep winning. But I agree. Little reverse psychology, eh?
Hey, a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, I'll take one for the
doing
team
it for the
here.
good of the club.
Absolutely. If it keeps the Bills winning, I'm all for that. But, looking at the Bills offense, Allen has just been unbelievable the last 3-4 weeks. Since that, even though they lost that game in Arizona, he was outstanding doing that comeback and making that, there could have been a potential comeback wasn't for that Hail Mary. Josh Allen's taken really another step. And the strength of the Bills on the offense is the passing game. That running game still needs a lot of work to be done, only ranked 22nd in the league. So if Denver does find a way to slow down that high energy offense passing game of the Bills, and force Buffalo to go to something that they're not comfortable doing, that's the run game. I agree with you. I think this one could go under the total. All right, Ross, it's a solid selection. I'm going to go with an NFC South Division game here, and I'm going to take the game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Tampa Bay going into this game as a 6.5-point road favorite. They'll run at 50.5. Now, looking at Tampa Bay, I'm not sold on this team being like a high top 10 type team in this league. I still think they look at last week against Minnesota. Minnesota had more yards on offense.
Yeah.
They had the ball 39 minutes compared to 21 minutes for Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is just, it's lucky to be good sometimes. But since Raheem Morris has taken over this Atlanta Falcons team, let's be honest, it was a mess. And he's trying to make, something good out of this situation. They're 4-4 since he took over. He's had a couple of tough games in his last 2 starts. Last weekend, a 2017 win against, an always tough Charger team. No matter who the Chargers play, we saw last night, they're always tough.
2017 loss, Ron.
Absolutely. 21-16 the week before against the Saints. And this is an interesting matchup because obviously Julio Jones now is going to be out of this game. Matty Ryan's going to go. They're only ranked, Matty Ryan and the Falcons, even though they're not having a great season at 4-9, they still have the 6th ranked passing offense in the league going up against a 21 ranked passing defense in Tampa Bay. Their kicker is phenomenal. Koo, I think his last name is.
Yeah, the kid from Notre Dame.
Yeah. So, great kicking game. His accuracy is ranked 3rd in the league. So I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons this weekend. Not asking them to win the game. I'm just asking them to cover the game at 6.5. But I really think Atlanta's in a good spot. And these two teams are going to meet in 2 weeks again in Tampa Bay. So a bit of back to a sandwich back game for these two clubs. But give me Atlanta plus 6.5 over Tampa Bay, and that's our free pick here today on the Raymond Report.
Yeah, all right, you mentioned, if I could say, you mentioned the Minnesota game against Tampa Bay. Minnesota lost that game to Tampa 28-16, but Dan Bailey went 0 for 3 on field goals and also missed an extra point in that game, Ron.
Yeah, exactly.
So that goes hand in hand to what you were just saying about them outgaining them by a wide margin and then the time of possession as well. So, again, Tampa Bay is one of those teams. I agree, Ron. They got the brand name because of Brady coming aboard and Gronkowski coming aboard and all those star wide receivers, but they really haven't lived up to expectations this year.
Yeah, you look at it from the outside, it's a Porsche, and you look at inside, it's a Lada, or it's like a Lada engine. Yeah. And full gold, I think. Like you said, perception, right? The perception of all these high profile names. Bruce Arians, head coach. Signing Antonio Brown. I agree. I think it's fool's gold. I think Atlanta plus 6.5, win or lose, is the play this weekend. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, Ross, what do you got going this weekend here at ATSstats.com or at RBWins.com?
Well, we are recording on Friday, so I do have the Pac-12 title game up for sale right now, the game between Oregon and USC, a 5-star selection there. I do have a Saturday college football 10-star top play that's up right now at ATSstats.com. It comes in the Arizona State and Oregon State game tomorrow night. And I will have anywhere from 3 to 5 plays for Sunday that will be posted later today, Ron, at ATSstats.com.
That's awesome. And folks, you can get those plays like Ross just mentioned at RBWins.com or at our website, ATSstats.com, where we host three other handicappers. There's Ross Benjamin, Chip Trimbus, and the Big Ragu, Christian Nally, who's 8-2 in his last 10 games.
Good for him.
Yeah, picking point spread winners right here at ATSstats.com. And Ross, I do have a 5-star college football best bet locked and loaded right now in the members area. I won last week with Georgia Bulldog as my 5-star best bet. And I will have, like you said, between 3 and 5 NFL selections for this weekend, and looking to cash in on some more winners.
And Ron, if I can mention, if they go to my page, I'll have a free pick video up in college football. I'll have a free pick winner in the game between LSU and Ole Miss that will take place tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 as well. All you have to do is go to ATSstats.com, click on the free picks icon at the top of the page, and I believe that'll take you right to that page. Correct, Ron?
Correct. You just go to the menu, click on picks, go to Ross Benjamin, and then click on, you'll see on that page his free selection in his video, and you'll be able to purchase all his selections for this weekend right here at ATSstats.com. All right, Ross, you have yourself a great weekend. And for Ross Benjamin, I'm Ron Raymond. This was the Raymond Report NFL edition podcast for a Friday, December 18th. Folks, have yourself a great weekend. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report.